All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitfarms, stock ticker BITF. They are a Bitcoin mining company. They put out their monthly operational report for the month of May. So as usual, this is my first day of the month video. So I want to go through Bitfarms. I want to talk about what their operational report was. We're going to take a look at their chart, and I want to talk about what people think about this stock versus what I think about this stock. I do think a lot of investors, a lot of retail investors in particular, are still very stuck in what this company could have been, would have been, should have been, versus trying to analyze what they are right now and what they're going to be. So as you all know, I am invested in Bitfarms, so I'll let you know what I'm doing with this stock as well. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to start out by looking at Bitfarms. Right now on the day, they are flat, so we'll see. It's very early in the trading day, but they're at $1.20, which leaves them at about a $293 million market cap. This stock struggled for several months being under $1, and they were out of compliance with the NASDAQ. Well, they crossed that threshold. They got back over $1 quite some time ago now. They received their letter. They're back in compliance, and they've been hanging around at $1.20 for a little bit now. They've been, in my opinion, consolidating and going sideways, as Bitcoin has been consolidating and going sideways for the last few months. We'll look at the charts at the end of the video. You can check the timestamps below if you want to cheat ahead. Still over half the viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel, smashing the like button, and hitting the notification bell so you never miss a video. As always, I like to take a historical look at market cap because I do think that's important. Obviously, due to liquidity, it's not always fair to compare price to price, but I like to look at market cap. So right now, this is a $293 million market cap. If we go to the chart of their market cap over the last couple of years, you're going to see in November of 2021, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, this was a $1.35 billion market cap company, which means now a year and a half later, they have lost over $1 billion in market cap. If you look at Bitfarms in August of 2022, you'll see this is about a $420 billion market cap. So in August of 2022, that is when Bitcoin had a nice run up, a little relief rally up to $25,000. Now, we have been above $25,000 on Bitcoin for months. We're around $27,000 right now. We've been as high as $31,000. So, you know, it's now 9 months later. Bitcoin is higher. And I think when you look at this, you're going to see that Bitfarms is a substantially stronger company than they were last August. So bear that in mind when we look at price point. It's not just the price point of the stock that's down. The market cap of this company is down over $100 million from last August. And to me, that's very hard to explain. Okay, let's get to the report because this is what it's all about. So they put out their operational report, again, June 1st, 7 a.m. this morning. This is for the month of May. So the headline is Bitfarms mines 459 Bitcoin in May. And then they have a bullet point at the top here. 2,900 new miners arrive at Argentina. Okay, this quote from Jeff Morphy, the CEO of Bitfarms. During May 2023, our increased visibility into deliveries and installations in Rio Cuarto, Argentina, led us to accelerate our organic growth target of 6.0 exahash from the end of Q4 2023 to by the end of Q3 2023. So you can see it looks like they're back in a position where they're going to start to grow again. This company slowed their growth for some time. They had to focus on reducing their debt. They've done so. We'll look at that in a minute. It's a pretty drastic. They've paid their debt down somewhere in the neighborhood of 90%. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay, contributing to organic growth will be reaching full production at the 50 megawatt facility in Rio Cuarto and the first 11 megawatts of the 22 megawatt expansion in process of closing at Baie-Comeau in Canada. In addition, we continue to build liquidity and remain well positioned to move quickly as attractive prospects for equipment and sites emerge. So it does look like they're going to grow, and now I'm going to put some opinion into this. I mean, they've told you they're looking for organic and inorganic growth. They've accelerated their estimate to 6 exahash by the end of the third quarter. So to me, even if they just get from 6 exahash at the end of the third quarter, 7 exahash at the end of maybe the year 2023, and then if they can get to 8 exahash prior to the halving in April of 2024, so that gives them another about 4 months to do that. I think that's a pretty realistic target. They have not come out and said that number, but that's the number that I have in my head. So this is not financial advice. I don't know that. I have no other information than you guys, and I think that's going to put them in a good spot. Now, it's not where they were, so I'm just going to take 1 minute and talk about what a lot of people I know are still hung up on. They were hoping to be at 8 exahash by the end of 2022. Well, they did not get there. They made a financial decision early in 2022 to borrow a bunch of money and buy a bunch of Bitcoin. So they ended up having to buy that that Bitcoin high, sell it low. It left them with a bunch of debt. At one point, this company had $165 million in debt, and we're going to look at how much they've reduced that. But it's down. It's getting near 90% down, and they do expect to pay off 100% of this debt prior to the halving. So they're trying to position themselves well to go into the halving. So as it looks, unless something strange happens, they will have paid off 100% of their debt going into the halving, which means they will have no interest expense after the halving. They will have no principal debt payments after the halving, and they're already accumulating Bitcoin again. They did have to sell their stack of Bitcoin, but very slowly they're starting to accumulate, and I have a target number in my mind as well that I'm hoping they can get to with Bitcoin on their balance sheet prior to the halving. Mining review. Network difficulty increased another 5.2% in May and is up 44.9% year to date in 2023. So that's significant. This is a big part of why the Bitcoin mining companies are having to grow just to keep up with the growth of the network difficulty level. So at the same time, the price of Bitcoin is up roughly 63%. So that has outpaced the growth of the Bitcoin network. So that results in a 26.7% improvement in the mining economics as measured by US dollar per terahash. Production increased to 459 Bitcoin, up 21.1% from April. So month over month, that is a 21.1% increase. I will tell you, I expect the vast majorities of these companies to have a nice increase in the month of May, despite the fact that the difficulty level went up to a new all-time high. There was a period of time where the fees that they were collecting, in addition to the Bitcoin that they were minting, really ballooned, and that number was up for over a week. They were getting very, very big rewards in fees. That in part skews these results a little bit, so these numbers are a little bit better than they probably would have been, but still very good numbers. Up 21% month over month is fantastic. So if we go through their key performance indicators, total Bitcoin mined 459 this month. That's compared to 379 last month. So again, that's a very good month. If we look at the details of last month, this is everybody's April report. So you're going to see Bitfarms was in 5th place with 379 Bitcoin mined. So they now mined 459 Bitcoin in the month of April. So you would see that would put them ahead of Cypher. However, Cypher has not yet reported, so they may very well have had a similar increase. So I expect in some order, Cypher and Bitfarms to be in 4th and 5th still next month. I'm going to take a look at their mining efficiency as well. This is the amount of Bitcoin they mine per exahash. So you can see they were tied for first place last month. That's 3 or 4 months in a row that they have been tied for the most efficient miner by this measure. So that was 81 last month. All of these numbers are going to go up in May, again, due to the fees that they were able to charge and collect. That 81 efficiency level, which is a number they report on a monthly basis, is now 93. So this should be, again, among the leaders. They've been tied for first for at least 3 months in a row. So we'll see if that can keep them in first place, but it will certainly keep them among the leaders regardless. Okay, May 2023 financial update. So there's a few bullet points. I want to lead with the one in the middle. Reduce total outstanding indebtedness by $1.8 million, leaving a balance of $17.4 million as of May 31st, 2023. Again, this was over $160 million about 8 months ago. So they have aggressively paid off their debt. This was a problem for the company at one point. They are now on a clear path to eliminating their debt prior to the halving. So that is one of my important factors for these Bitcoin mining companies. In my personal opinion, as I assess them, again, this is not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys the thought process I'm going through. I think the companies that have very little debt or no debt post-halving are going to be in a big, big beneficial place. In addition to that, you're going to see they sold 414 Bitcoin, and then if you look at the bullet point below, they added 45 Bitcoin to Treasury, increasing custody to 510 Bitcoin. So this is several months in a row now that they've added some Bitcoin to their balance sheet. They stated that this was going to be their objective between now and the halving, and so I'm hoping they can continue to add and increase the pace at which they add, because at some point, this debt is going to be gone. I'd like to see them go into the halving with at least 1,500 Bitcoin on their balance sheet, if possible 2,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That would leave them in a strong financial position. Either way, they should have a nice stack of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, this will not put them among the leaders, so understand, I'm not saying they're going to have a giant stack, but they will have some Bitcoin reserves and zero debt going into the halving. All right, so just to take a look at Bitcoin mined by month, you're going to see they've been fairly consistent over the last year. This is from last last May to this May, 459 this month. I think most of the Bitcoin miners will have a better May result than they had April result. So we talked about market cap. They're down about $120 million of market cap since last August. So if you see, this puts them in 7th place out of market cap out of all the Bitcoin mining companies. And you see they're substantially behind. So to me, I do think that Bitfarms is underpriced at this point from a market cap standpoint. And now, so let's take a look at their stock and see what their stock is doing. Okay, so this illustrates again, this is Bitfarms on the 1-day time frame. You're gonna see in August of 2022, Bitfarms was trading at around $2.33. And remember, we looked at their market cap. It was about $420 million. So their market cap right now is about 30% lower than that, even though in my opinion, they're a much healthier company right now. And obviously their stock price is much lower than that as well. So their stock price is down almost 50% from last August. So I do believe that their market cap should be larger than it was last August. All things considered, I think this is a much better company today than it was in August of 2022. So obviously, again, not financial advice. That's my personal opinion. I've given you the reasons why I think that, but please do your own due diligence. If you go the other way and put their August 2022 price as a potential price target, that'd be a 94% increase in Bitfarms' current price. So I do think this is a very realistic price target going into maybe the end of the year this year. If not potentially sooner, it will depend a lot on what Bitcoin itself does. Bitcoin hit a high of about $31,000 in April. If it can run up and break through that April 2023 high, I do think that Bitfarms will run up and break through this August of 2022 high. So that's my expectation. Obviously not financial advice. And as you can see, these stocks are extremely volatile. If we were to talk in the other direction, if Bitcoin does not do well over the next several months or Bitfarms fails to execute, it would be about a 68% drop back to their lows from just December of 2022, which was just about 6 months ago. So as always, all of these Bitcoin miners, very high risk, very high reward. I like Bitfarms personally, but not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and invest carefully in the Bitcoin miners. So that's my update for Bitfarms. All the Bitcoin miners have been putting out their operational reports within just about the first week to 10 days of the month. So thanks so much for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next video. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.